Islamophobia, in my opinion, is spiritually Israeli. Sharia just means law in Arabic.
Right. Yes.
I don't want to eat halal food. Why is this in our grocery stores?
Oh my.
You know, like water and air is halal.
Right.
Like, there's so many people that are like now like terrified of halal food, which is just food free from pork and gelatin. Miss Rachel is at the top of the list of anti-Semites.
Yes, yeah.
Miss Rachel, a children's educator. If somebody says, hey, like you shouldn't kill babies and all babies should be cared for and all babies, it's like,
yes.
You're an anti-Semite. Gosh, I once went out with a guy from Texas and on the first date he said, you know, you're the first Arab I ever went out with.
Oh, an Arab.
You know Erika Kirk when she's like Shabbat Shalom? I'm like, wait a minute, is Charlie Kirk Jewish? Like, what? I'm so confused now. What is going on here? After seeing his wife, they kind of felt sorry for Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Like, she's got way too much money and she should be grieving to be outside that much.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to be outside like that. You could be home with your kids. What stage of grief is grifting?
Yeah, she does not give a shit. Hello and welcome to the Mary Houlihan Show. Today we are joined by the one, the only, Lana Salah.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
Lana, you are a hilarious comedian.
Thank you.
And this is a comedy podcast, but it's also a propaganda machine.
We need
And-
more of those, thank you.
Yes. So I have been keenly aware the past couple years, every single late night show, I just look at them and I'm like, how many Muslims do you have on? Do you have on any? Do you have any Muslim comedians? Seems kind of weird that you don't. I just have been fascinated by this and like keeping score of like, okay, it seems like there's nice people working at this show. It seems like who the hell is working at this show that they haven't hired? You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. I mean, there are some, it's also not just being Muslim, it's like being Muslim and what kind of things you talk about or you're willing to talk about.
Right. Like,
you know.
okay, I'll just say it. Fallon is, they're the worst
Sell out.
for late night shows.
Yeah.
So he, to his credit, he had DJ Khaled, but like, what is,
Can we not? Like,
he doesn't really count.
like, yeah, honestly, like, and not even that. Like, just why are we even? What does he have to
Right. Yeah.
provide? What's the interest there?
Yes. It's not really a great interview subject, DJ
Yeah,
Khaled.
There's not much going on there at this point.
Yeah.
You know, other than the failure at Weight Watchers.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. So are there certain TV shows that you would like to get on? Are there shows that you're like, they'll never have me?
I mean, I don't think I would ever want to be on Bill Maher, but I doubt Bill Maher would ever have me on unless it was to like, you know.
Unless you converted to Christianity.
Yeah, or unless it was just to like, you know, yell at me or try to do gotcha moments and stuff
Yes,
like that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like there is an aspect of like some media they will bring, you know, Muslims or people like that on, but it's just to like chastise. It's just to like, you know, mess with them on air.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you're like, I wouldn't want to be on that show in that position because you're not in a position to succeed. But I would definitely love to be, you know, in the spaces that want to have us.
Yeah.
Because I mean, ultimately it's like, what's the point of going into the lion's den?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what
Yeah.
they want you to do. And I'm like, oh, I'm good on that. So I don't have any specific ones, but I definitely wouldn't go on like Bill Maher or anything like that.
Sure. I feel like it's so easy to like get pissed and just be like so angry at Hollywood, but I try my best to just look at like, okay, who's actually doing a good job? I should focus on them. I saw I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Sammy
Obed.
Obed. He said something online about like, yes, there's plenty of places that won't have me because I'm Palestinian, but on Last Comic Standing, Wanda Sykes said to him, like, I want people to hear your voice because you're Palestinian. So, like,
What year was that?
I don't know.
It was a bit
Like
before.
10 years ago, maybe?
They might speak differently now.
Yeah, maybe.
Might be different now. But no, it is. And exactly what he's saying. I want to be in places where they want to hear our voices. And even if they, you know, knowing that it's like you said, Hollywood and it's like, I'm just like, if you're in it for the labor of love and we're going to talk about it, then we're going to go wherever we can go to talk about it. And not try to be too demoralized or think too much about the places that are shutting us out, because that's a whole other level of like rejection of your personhood.
Yeah.
And you're like, why spend energy on that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's how I think about it.
Yeah. I feel like kind of the point of this show, well, this show started after I was really yelling at a lot of people and saying like, why won't you blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, I just need to like do my own thing instead of yelling at everybody. And like part of the goal is just like, I want it to seem like normal and like, look, you can talk about genocide and you can be like charming and cute while you talk about it. It's not like, it's fine. No one's gonna lock me up. No one's gonna kill me. Like, shut up.
I think that too. And I think it's like, hey, you know, even if it isn't, like, we still have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And this idea of like, you know, trying to think you can be an ostrich and put your head in the sand and ignore it is kind of crazy, you know, 2 years in, where it's just coming at you from every, you know, direction.
Yeah.
So it's like not talking about it is actually more crazy.
Yes.
Than talking about it, because when you're not talking about it, there's a huge cognitive dissonance of like, well, but it's always there. Oh, but you should ignore it. And so that's even weirder to me.
And, you know, I just said this whole thing about how I'm trying to focus on the good and not focus on the, but here I go again because.
But I'm like you know, people will come and say things, you know, like I'll post something on Threads. People will come and say no or don't say that. And I'm like, hey, you do your thing.
Yeah.
You post it on your page and get the F off mine.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, and people go like, well, that's not very nice. I'm like,
Who cares?
This isn't a democracy. My page is a dictatorship. Okay?
Right.
Rules for me, not for thee. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just like, if you want to have that platform, you create it and you create a safe space for everybody that shares that platform, rather than, you know, letting other people come in and you know, censor or destroy it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
A thing that I get pissed about is like, I'm 35, and so I was like in middle school and high school during the War on Terror. And because George W. Bush was president and he's unlikable and stupid or whatever, it was so popular for every comedy TV show and every stand-up comedian to say war is bad. What are we doing in the Middle East? And now I don't see the same energy. And yeah, it seems like hypocrisy to me, which is very triggering.
It is total hypocrisy, but I think it's also because, you know, you have to look at like what's, you know, who's behind it and what's driving it.
Mm-hmm.
And the war on terror didn't affect, you know, Israel per se. The war on terror was just like, hey, we shouldn't have bombed and killed a million people. That had nothing to do with 9/11. Meanwhile, we're totally cool with the Saudis. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like those types of things. Those are like glaring hypocrisies. But then you have like the Riyadh Comedy Festival, and then people are like, well, what's the big deal? Like, we should. It's like, I guess you're right. What is the big deal at this point?
Yeah.
You know, because that's how they're framing it. Like, you know, but this is clearly, you know, affecting Israel, and now people are waking up to how much that actually affects them. I didn't think people really, you know, felt it or realized it before, and I think now it's kind of becoming like, wait a minute, like this is affecting my freedoms, where I can say what I can say, where I can work, this is new. Like, because people used to get canceled, but not like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was different, you know, like.
Right. And it seems like this kind of canceling is more like covert. Like, if you are to say to someone, this show would never hire me because I've said this about Israel, there are people that will say, that's not true.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I get like, it's like, I have these, you know, moments. Like, and I just came back from New York and I did shows there. And look, no matter what, if I'm the one going up there and saying something about Palestine or the genocide, I'm the one that gets to read the room.
Yeah.
Everybody else is irrelevant at that point, because like I'm the one putting myself up there. And so if I'm in a room where I say it and there's a certain vibe and feeling and silence, and I'm like, oh, you guys don't want me here. Like I'm listen, I'm an adult. I'm pretty attuned, you know.
Yes.
I don't need to buy a vowel or a clue. Like, I got it. So I think that's like, and people try to gaslight you about that. And I'm like, look, put civility and whatever you want to believe aside, okay, this is a real and present thing for people who talk about the genocide. Like, to be censored, to be like, I've known and seen comedy shows where people were censored for that, myself included. So it's like, if they're doing that, and you never see people get censored at comedy shows, like, you know, like, I mean, other than the glaring obvious, like, you know, hate speech, and but like, just for bringing up and talking about Palestine, it's like, hey, that makes people uncomfortable, please don't bring that up next time. And I'm like, oh, then I'm making people uncomfortable, you know? So that, it's like, hey, we have to feel the feelings, we have to live with it. So of course I'm not going to second guess myself. They definitely are places where they don't want you there and to talk about it, and they covertly will keep you out.
Yeah. Over the years, sometimes I would get interviews for TV writing jobs, and I would always feel like the interview would go great. And they would maybe even say, like, you're hired, we love you. We just have to go by the network. And then I'd be like,
Stopped. Yeah.
and it's like, and again, it's mysterious. You don't actually know the reason. Maybe it's because, oh, you're not in WGA yet, and that's all it. But the not knowing, you do feel like, well, I've said stuff online, and I know everyone they've hired has never said those things. So
and we
what am I supposed to do?
Other people too.
Yes.
That for those specific reasons. So it's like not abnormal to like maybe think that way. You know, especially the way things are going. So yeah, for sure. Like I don't. Especially now, you look at like, look, Barry. They just put Barry Wise in charge of CBS.
Yeah.
That's all we need to say about that. Like, what is
Right, and then CBS,
so
is part of Paramount, is part of Showtime, is part of Nickelodeon, MTV, BET, all of these different places where you would hope to get hired as a writer and actor.
Yeah, and so CBS is like done for all of us now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Like, she came out and said that we need to, instead of like pumping up people like Hassan Piker and, you know, the Young Turks, we need to put up people like Alan Dershowitz. And I'm like, cooked.
Yes.
Done. Flambéed.
Yes.
Out. Okay? Because what are we even... Anybody that mentions Dershowitz now needs to be, you know, shot out into outer space.
Yes. For you to prefer Epstein's friends to Hassan Piker.
Best friend and lawyer.
Hassan Piker is hugely popular. Like, kids love him. Dershowitz is friends.
Miss Rachel is at the top of the list of anti-Semites.
Yes, yeah.
Miss Rachel, a children's educator. Like, these are unserious people.
But that's also, like, what's exciting to me is, like, Miss Rachel and Hassan have huge audiences. And that's
why they attack them.
Yes. But it's also, like, we get to see that they're so free. They can say whatever they want.
Two things. A, they're free in a sense because, like, they have an audience, but mostly because the money that they're getting isn't connected to, they can't stop it.
Yes.
If they could find a way to demonetize both of them, they would have already done it by now.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like they can't touch Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel's rich. Like, and they haven't figured out a way to brainwash babies.
Yeah. Right?
If they could, that's Miss Rachel's done. Like, once they figure out how to get those YouTube videos pumping to, you know, to MK Ultra, you know, 432 hertz.
Yes, once you get toddlers to start saying, well, what about Hamas? Yeah. A little toddler saying.
Talking to each other like, to Gaga Google, condemn Hamas, Google Gaga. Like, that's what they want, you know, and we're laughing about it. But that's the insanity, that level, and that's why we have to kind of not just laugh about it, but talk about it and call it out, because it becomes normalized otherwise. And we are in 1984 territory at that point, you know, so of course.
I do think, it makes it more normal. And then, like, I think there's probably people on social media who, like, follow us, and they're probably, like, seeing, like, how's that going? Is anyone messing with them? Well, if no one's messing with them, then maybe I can start saying stuff too. Like, that's sort of how I see it.
Yeah, that too. I think there's a lot of people are gauging right now what
Yes.
they can get away with. There's a lot of pressure testing, a lot of boundary testing, and we see each other on threads, and I think like some of the that's why I'm kind of really aggressive on there too, because people try to come in and try to test the boundaries with me, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not the one. I like buy a ticket, sit front row, and say it to my face.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't have access. And I think and there's a lot of money going into creating bots and all that just floods the system.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to exhaust you, right? It's like if you're going to argue with every
Right.
bot,
Yeah.
you're exhausted. So you have to get there has to be discernment. And then you have to be able to find just a one size fits all way of dealing with it. Like I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yes.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
So and like I see Miss Rachel and I feel bad. Like Miss Rachel is to me is somebody that embodies Christ consciousness.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. And the way they're attacking her and the way she's reacting and she's posting stuff and trying to say I'm not like that and I'm not, and I just feel so bad because I want to go in there and go, step aside, Miss Rachel.
Yes. Yeah.
like get behind us. Okay, this is ridiculous. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop bothering this woman. I don't even have kids and I get really protective over Miss Rachel, and I just think the way that we see them trying to attack somebody like Miss Rachel really exposes, like I said, because she has that Christ consciousness. Because me, it's like, hey, I'm going to tell you every curse word under the book. I will curse you and 7 generations of your family out. So it's easy to say, I'm not a model. I don't deserve, to not be genocided. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had people tell me, I hope your whole family gets taken out by Israel. But you see somebody like Miss Rachel who's just embodying all that, and they're saying these awful things to her.
It makes them look preposterous, which is a good thing. Yeah.
It's so what we do is to shine a light, and even though these are, in my opinion, sociopathic and psychotic people, I think being able to it's point and laugh.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it's still very serious, but it takes their propaganda. It takes it down.
Yes.
Because they're just out there flooding us with propaganda, and it's asinine. It's silly.
Yeah.
It's please do a better job if you're going to do it. Do the Mary Houlihan show. You know?
Sure. And I feel like there's so many Americans who aren't even bad people. They just don't know this stuff, and they've been fed propaganda, and you ask them about Israel, Palestine, and they're literally just I don't know. Isn't it something about the religions fighting over the whole, they literally don't know. And so it's kind of a good thing to have Miss Rachel being publicly attacked, because it shows them the propaganda machine that exists.
It also shows what the Palestinians have had to endure for 80 years,
Mm-hmm.
Because again, you can say all you want about me and my people and say, oh, but they deserve it. People will come to that, all of that fed. But if somebody says, hey, you shouldn't kill babies and all babies should be cared for and all babies, it's you're an anti-Semite. And it's
it looks crazy.
You've destroyed what anti-Semitism means, and you've devalued all of that to now the point that even if there is a rise in anti-Semitism, you're not giving it the right context for people.
Yeah.
And by making Miss Rachel the face of it, you're doing pretty much all Jews a disservice.
Yeah.
What do you mean Miss Rachel is the number one enemy of Jews? I can't.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Rogers would be just rolling in his grave right now. What's going on, So, and if Mr. Rogers was alive and he did that, they would do the same to Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, Mr. Rogers was one of the first educators, and he did the postman. He was an African American. He was a black man, and when they put their feet together in the tub, and that was at the time where
yes,
people were oh my God, what is, and I'm sure people had issues with that then too.
Yeah, I think they did get hate letters. Yeah,
so,
which means you're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Miss Rachel is just on. It's anybody that's willing to speak up and be it's it's like the Care Bear stare. Like all these people
Yeah.
are like giving this energy back, and God bless her. And I hope they're surrounded with success and love and money and everything to be
Yeah.
able to defend themselves against that.
Gosh, I need to look up the name of this movie. There's a movie on Netflix about Ed Sullivan. Do you know the one I mean?
Oh, I think I did see that one. It wasn't the Ed Sullivan Show?
Yes.
I know I forget who, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Is it?
And they talked about how, because he was one of the first people to bring black people on late night
Yes.
television.
So the documentary on Netflix is called Sunday Best, and it's all about like, it's really like the height of like white on black racism in this country, like, you know, when they were trying to integrate schools and people were screaming at little black kids. Like, it was such like a charged time. And so this late night host would have black artists come on and be the musical guest, be the entertainer. And he would make a point to come out and shake the hand, give a hug and a kiss and that type of thing.
How powerful that was.
Yes. And I feel like the point of that documentary, well, you know, the main point is to show what a great thing that was. But I think it's also to show that, like, we need to keep doing that, because that did do a lot to, like, forward social progress. And that's, like, why I get so pissed when I see these late night shows that, like, can't have a single Muslim stand-up comic, even when there's ones who are, like, I'm like, why aren't they the stand-up comic? They have like specials that have come out in the last 2 years. Like, what is this?
I think I did see, I don't remember which late night show. It might have been Seth Meyers or Jimmy Fallon. I think they had Mohamed El-Sheikhi on.
Okay.
So, definitely. And also, we can't forget about like Mo Amer, I guess basically is just on everything because he has a show and everything. And you have, of course, Rami, who I believe is on SNL now.
Yes.
So like there are, but again, I think Mo Amer would probably be one of the, like best examples of like somebody who is, unapologetically Palestinian and made a show about it and made it through. So now in a way, like he's kind of unstoppable. But like I think like anybody else like is coming up is still going to have that, push back and everything. But I've seen some, but you're right. I think it's just, again, because they don't want to platform people that are going to speak, even though they're not going to talk about those topics on the show.
Yes.
Like, to be fair, if they did get on the show, they would probably not necessarily bring up politics. And you kind of see that in the sets like that, unless they're doing their own sets in their own time, most late night. So, but like, I do think that, plus you have to be like a clean comic.
Right.
And, so, I know for me that wouldn't.
Okay.
but yeah, I think there definitely should be more. We know CBS is out. So the late night on CBS, but and I don't know, is late night like is that it now? Is that the end? Are those it? Like, will there be others that come out? Is like, for example, Sammy is very big on YouTube, and it's like, yeah, it's great to be on late night, but you create your own.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes, what I mean, as well, and you can have success doing that as well, in terms of being introduced to audiences.
Yeah.
So, before social media, though, there was no. You had to like kind of go through those channels, but now we have social media, and it is hard, but it is still your own. You can create your own lane.
Right. Yeah.
And monetize. You're just like Miss Rachel, is monetized. So it's like, if you find your people and they love you and nobody gets in between you and they can't demonetize you, you're good.
Yeah, that's what I need to focus on.
You got to get, same thing. People tell me all the time, you got to be in podcasting. You got to do this, you got to do that. And it's like, I'm, building my audience slowly. And I think that's true for everybody. You got to be who you are. You got to put your stuff and package it and put it in a way that it looks great. But ultimately, people are there for you, and your people will find you. Your tribe will find you. And like whatever you talk about. If I talk about Palestine, people that care about Palestine are finding me.
Yeah.
If I talk about, something with the government or something, that people, identify as being in the left side, people leftists, will find me. And so it's that's why it's important that we speak our truths and talk about things that are meaningful instead of just, trying to make dick jokes. And I have great dick jokes.
Sure. Yes. Of course. Yes.
But you also need them because, to balance out the genocide jokes. But it's like...
It's a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah, and you got spoons, exactly, to make the medicine go down. So I think that's why I like when I see comedians that are, leaning into, like, showing, what they believe in, who they are. And even if they don't talk about it necessarily in their comedy.
Right, yeah.
At least you know what kind of person is, creating this.
Yeah. So what do you want to put out a special? Do you want to do Edinburgh? What are you trying to do? What are your goals?
I mean, I think ultimately I probably will do a podcast. I definitely, submit to festivals. I'm not against, festivals. I think I like I also like, the community experience, of being and working with other comics. Ultimately probably will put out just collect all the material I've done and put it out into a special. But I think just really, for me, I'm always just motivated by this energy that I get up and I have to talk about this thing. Whatever, like my friends, my boyfriend, they're just like, I just don't know where you get the energy from. And I'm just like, God, probably because I'm just like, other things I'm like, I'm tired, I want to do that. But I could do this all day.
Yeah.
So I think it's, leaning into that and having that be, what my life is about, because you should go like with the flow, and that's where the flow is. The energy is in that direction. So I'm not trying to be like, well, I have to put out, 3 specials and I need to get in. I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah.
And I want to continue to enjoy the process and let people learn more about Palestine and I think wherever that goes, great. And like, because we've all just talked about this, wherever it doesn't go, well, we know. So like, I'm learning that as I go as well.
Did you start comedy here or where?
I started here. This is like my 4th year now. I took a class, and because I'm ever the nerd, I was like, let me. It's also easier just to
Poindexter.
So I took a class, and then I think I did take a break after October 7th for a minute. It was weird times, but when I did finally go back again, it's like that energy. So it's like so I've done, I'm here. I just came back from New York. I did some shows there. I'd like to, go to other cities as well, especially, where there's, demand, like where people want to hear about that and see that. So hopefully, build a bigger audience to have that.
I saw on your website it said you opened for Tim Dillon.
Yeah, we had I did a show at the Comedy Store in the main room. It was actually Sam Tripoli's show, Comedy Chaos, and Sam puts on an amazing show, and he always has, countless people on it. But like that show, they had like Tim Dillon, they had Louis C.K. came in, they had it's like Andrew Santino. Just he's always got like
the big dogs.
The big dogs, yeah. And so I got to do the main room.
That's cool.
Stage and with them, and I'll always be grateful to Sam for that.
Gosh, I'm really trying to be funny and not be so serious.
I know,
but
let's talk shit about somebody.
But here's something that I did want to bring up. So I'll try to make it funny. Is like the comedy podcasters.
Yes.
Tim Dillon and Theo Von and a little bit Joe Rogan. So many people hate on them.
Yeah.
But they talk about Gaza. And so it annoys me when I see people who don't talk about it be like, these guys elected. I'm like, shut up. What are you doing?
I'm not going to lie. I was literally like listening to the excerpts of the Theo Von with Tucker Carlson, like on the way, because of that.
Yeah.
And listen, am I actually saying that I've listened to Tucker Carlson speak about things? Like, that's the timeline that we're on.
Right, yeah.
That, you know, and again, that's not to say or separate, you know, from the other things that he has done and said and stood for. But again, it's like, why are they trying to make it like whoever talks about Gaza is like on the fringes of society?
Yes, right.
Like, why? And these are mainstream podcasts with huge audiences who, you know, for lack of, like, are they experts? Are they subject matter experts? No, they never said they were. And there's definitely things that I've seen and heard on some of them also about Gaza, like, you know, but other things too that I'm just like, I don't know if I agree with that. But like, there was an episode of Theo Von where he brought the doctor, Ali Nazar, maybe his name is. I want to look up his name. He did an episode with this doctor who went and like spent time in Gaza, and it's a tough listen. Like, I had to stop and take breaks because I was just sobbing, like, listening to it. But like, such an anybody that brings the doctors, because it's irrefutable.
Yeah.
These are medical professionals that are talking about eyewitness accounts, and there's nothing that you can propagandize about that. These are non-Palestinian, these are third party, you know, neutral people that are just driven by their desire to help humans. And I think that was hugely important. Do I agree with everything Theo Von says? No. But was anybody else doing that? No.
Right.
Not at that level.
Yeah. So I just wish there was like more nuance about that. Like, you have to either be like, these guys elected Trump, or like, no, you could say like, they say stupid stuff, but thank God they're talking about Gaza. Jesus Christ.
And why is there like nuance? Like, they're always trying to bring nuance to like the Israel-Palestine thing.
Right. That's complicated.
That's nuance. That's like, hey, we let's, you know, this could hurt people's feelings.
Yes.
Like, we can't say the G word. That's complicated.
That's the other thing, is that like in Hollywood, it's all about, I don't want to hurt my Islamophobic friends' feelings. That's frankly what it is.
Yeah. And
it's like, shut up. Who cares?
In Islam, you know, and Islamophobia, in my opinion, is spiritually Israeli. But they're all Islamophobic. They're all like, honestly, watching the Zohran Mamdani election, it's like, whoa.
Yes, yeah. And it wasn't just Deborah Messing. It was other people in Hollywood.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was not just Hollywood. It was all the politicians.
Yeah.
It was Democrats. It was like, what are we even doing here? Like, this guy's not even the same type of Muslim as them.
Right,
like,
yes.
You know, like, I don't mean to say it, but it's like, he's Shia. It's like, we got our own issues. But and I always joke, I was like, you know, if you say Zohran Mamdani 3 times, Sharia law is enacted. Because that's, you know, and some people were kind of giving me like crap, like, oh, maybe, you know, you shouldn't joke about, you know, you need to educate them about Sharia. Because I say,
oh my God,
because I'm like, hey,
why?
Sharia law is just like Texas law wrapped in
right,
bacon.
yes.
Like, and people go, that's just oversimplifying. I'm like,
not really. Fundamentalist Christian is the same as fundamentalist Islam is the same as fundamentalist Judaism. Fundamentalism is fundamentalism.
Yeah, there's like details there, but like ultimately, if you're going to take religion and make it your law, which is kind of what it is, Sharia just means law in Arabic.
Right. Like, yes. Well, that's the funny thing to me, is like, some like Islamophobia is so ingrained in this society that just like Arabic words.
And it was pre 9/11 too.
Yeah.
Like, because 9/11 really made, because I'm older, you know, I'm Gen X, and I lived through the first Gulf War. I was in high school, I was in junior high, and that was when it started.
Yeah.
And I remember, you know, and my mom, she put the hijab on and seeing that's when I knew, and that was way before 9/11. Now 9/11, that took it up a notch.
Sure.
You know, but it's like like those are the canon events for like Muslims. The first Gulf War, 9/11, in the second Gulf War, and Zohran Mamdani running for mayor of New York City.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how did like this guy, all because he said it's a genocide,
Right.
all because he said that he would arrest Netanyahu if he came to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And like I actually had a conversation. Like I had a lawyer that I was dealing with that was one day calls me to talk about the case, and then after he goes, okay, can I just like outside of the case, I want to ask you a question. I'm like, what is that? He's like, what is your opinion of Zohran Mamdani? And I was like, are you asking me this because you think all Muslims know each other? No, he didn't ask me what my opinion was. He goes, do you know Zohran Mamdani?
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, are you asking me if I know him because you think all Muslims know each other?
Yeah, we all know each other.
Like, is that why you're asking me? Or he's like, well, I'm like, because, or do you live in New York? Because I thought you live here in LA. He's like, yeah, but you know that New York has the largest population of Jews outside of, Israel. I'm like, and still, what does that have to do with me?
Right.
Like,
and he was elected in huge numbers.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't vote in New York.
Most Jewish New Yorkers voted for him.
I would have voted for him if I was there. And a lot of Jewish New Yorkers voted for him. But this like compunction to like bring it up to anybody Muslim, like it's like, what are we even discussing here?
Right.
Like, like, hey, I like halal carts too, but like that's not this isn't the way. And they really got like, I was embarrassed for them. Yeah. Like it was embarrassing. Like Deborah Messing just trying to pop out like nothing. And I'm like, no, girl, we saw you.
Yes. Yeah.
You looked crazy.
Yes.
Okay. Michael Rapaport looked crazy.
Yes.
Okay. Like you can't come back from looking crazy.
Nope.
Okay. Like I'm sorry. Like maybe your PR people can try. Maybe you can get your hair and makeup people to get in there, but we won't forget. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very, that was definitely like, especially to be online, the election and the presidential election and that mayor election. Those were two, because after Trump won, they blamed Muslims. Right. Yeah. So there was a lot of anti-Muslim rhetoric during that time and anti-Palestinian, and they were blaming. So it's like, we're getting it from all sides. And I'm just like, that's why I get like really, aggressive back, because I'm like, hey, you should know, you can't push us around, and we're not a monolith. Yeah. Like if you met some that you can, some of us, we're going to punch you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So.
Well, I think like visibility is important because like, I think a lot of people just see it as like this abstract thing of like, why are leftists being annoying about this? But it's like, I grew up like 10 miles from Little Palestine. Like, New York and New Jersey have so many Jewish people, but they also have so many Palestinians and so many Muslims that it seems like rude to me. Like you moved to the New York area and you like, these people were here before you.
You know how many strays Dearborn is catching every day?
Right. Yes.
Just for the fact that they live there?
Yes.
Like, and that's totally acceptable. But if you ever did that about New York and Jewish people in New York, that would not be.
Sound insane. And people should realize, why does this sound insane and this doesn't sound that crazy?
My favorite people are the, and I don't know if these are real people or just bots that have gotten the instructions, but you can't believe how many people are on the internet posting pictures of like food with the halal, like, you know how they have like the kosher symbols, posting pictures of the food with the symbols, and or just saying like, I don't want to eat halal food. I need to know how to avoid all. Why is this in our grocery stores?
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, wow. Like water and air is halal.
Right.
Like I'm so concerned for no survival skills whatsoever. Yeah. Okay. And there's so many people that are like now like terrified of halal food, which is just food free from pork and gelatin products.
Right. Yeah. I'm not eating any of it. I'm like, only eating gelatin from now on.
That's what they told them. They go, so you want to eat nothing that's halal, or you're just going to have gelatin?
I'm eating only gelatin to own the Muslims.
Pork chops and own the Muslims. Please own us. Like, we're not going to be upset if you don't. So one lady was like, saying, I don't want to eat any halal food. I'm like, honey, halal food doesn't want you either.
Yeah.
Okay, like we'll be okay without giving you the halal meat.
Getting food poisoning and brain worms to own the Muslims.
I'm like, it's okay, go eat a Taco Bell. We're not gonna stop you. It's like, no halal food for us. I'm like, okay. It's the things they get upset about and the things they get so riled up about are the silliest things. And it's like, I don't want to hear the Muslim call to prayer. That should be illegal. It's like 5 seconds and the church bells ring. And
live near a church. You hear bells all day long.
You live near a place of worship. I don't know what to tell you. It's like they're so like, how many people do live next to mosques? This is a problem.
Right. Yes.
like how many mosques are there and how many people are within a 500-foot radius of the mosque? And that's why I'm just like, they have to be bots. There has to be, because
it's too stupid for a real person to say.
Statistically speaking, you can't all live in Dearborn.
Right.
Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, statistically, and if they're in Texas, we know that they don't have that thing in Texas.
Right. Yeah.
So why are you complaining? So like that's the part that I'm just like, they're creating this phantom menace.
Yes. And also, like, move to Texas or whatever state where, like, a 12-year-old has to carry their brother's baby to term or whatever.
Gosh, I once went out with a guy from Texas, and on the first date, he said, you're the first Arab I ever went out with.
Oh, an Arab.
Arab. And I was like, you know what? That long A means we're having a short date. And it was it. And I was just like, wow. Like, I don't know why you guys talk about us like that. Like, you're pretty similar, to Arabs.
Right, yeah.
Because Texans, like, we both have oil.
Uh-huh.
We both love guns. Right? We just don't use ours to shoot up schools. And we both wear weird headgear. Like, right? Like, they got the hats. We got that. Like, we all are. So why are they
same thing?
I think it's the same thing,
Oh, you saw that crazy, that, what the hell? The woman who's running for office in Texas.
Oh, Valentina something?
Yeah.
Yo.
What a lunatic.
That's chica loca. Like, really. Like, honestly, the most, like, loca. Like,
yes.
And it's like, what's crazy is, like, is that representative of us? I think to some extent, unfortunately, maybe half of us. Yeah. That's not like just as a country, as a population, there's probably, that's why we have issues. There's probably about half the country that's like either not able to critical think their way out of that, or they're just going to be lumped in because, we can't go with these, whatever, the gays, the whatever they're thinking, whatever's going on in their brains, they become so like, far just because they reject like certain things that like, we don't. So I think that's why we're having now so many of these weird takes that are becoming so popular. I
might be naive, but I really think most people are not evil and they're just like not exposed. Like,
I don't think so either. I don't think that. I think
like if they just had a Muslim neighbor, then they'd be like, oh, okay.
Number one, and then also like, again, just a little bit of critical thinking.
Yeah.
And that's the other reason why you said representation matters. And also I get a lot of stuff because I talk about being Muslim and then people be like, well, you're not a good Muslim. You're not a real
Shut
Muslim.
up.
And I'm just like, first of all, Muslims aren't a monolith.
Yeah.
So even if Muslims say we don't accept you, I'm still one of you and you can't do anything about that. Okay. So, and I'm still, gonna say I am that because that's my experience, but they definitely need to see more Muslims and more Muslims in different, shapes or forms in that way. Like, and like, doesn't mean you have to go to Muslim countries, but honestly, if you go and visit a Muslim country, like obviously living there and there's things, but if you go and visit a Muslim country, just like you go to any country and you respect the local customs, they're very nice to you.
Yeah.
Okay. They really are. And like, even here, like, I don't know if you saw the whole TikTok social experiment that people were doing with the churches and calling the churches the lady and asking for the baby formula. And apparently the only places that helped her were mosques and masjids. And they didn't know they were being recorded. And like, even though I'm not like visiting the mosque, I was so proud to see that because that's exactly how I knew them to be, So I think that somebody said the best Muslims need PR. Like that's the best PR that Muslims have had in a long time. And it's crazy because there's so many, like there's so many Muslims in the world, and there's so much charity that Muslims do, because that's part of our faith as well, that it's like, why do they, think it's like, clearly they're taking care of their people and they're doing, things, but they have different beliefs in some things. But it's just the fact that like now Muslims are not they're not a large, we have a population in America, but again, other than Dearborn, we're pretty much spread out, sprinkled here and there. And I think like, especially in those places, like we have to be like platformed, because again, otherwise everybody's just like going to be like, well, what's going on in Dearborn? Well, like, that's its own place, but there's literally, like you said, New York, like just going into shows and mics, like I'm meeting Muslim comics,
right?
LA, I'm friends with a lot of Muslim comics, and from all different countries, and all, it's like, it's not, Syria, Iraq, Iran, you know what I mean? So I think having, more of that, and just more like, more shows are coming out. Like Mo did a lot for people. Rami did a lot for people, in terms of giving a look inside, that they don't normally get. And I think that's why they, going back to what you were talking about at the beginning, that's why they want to keep us out, because the more they can dehumanize, Muslims, Palestinians, the more they can dehumanize us, the more they can do this stuff and say this stuff.
Right. Yeah. And heck, if I own a weapons manufacturing company or a oil company and I'm paying for ads on TV,
I want to make sure they work. You know what I mean? I don't want to like, they better not say what I don't like.
Yeah, I don't want Americans to start thinking, wait, why are we bombing the Middle East?
I remember when it was like Hulu. There was this weird, because Hulu was there's a lot of them. They're running these weird like ads from the government of Israel. You've seen them?
Yes, yeah.
And it was like, maybe the December 2023. I don't remember, but I was watching something and this ad pops up, and it was the Santa Hulu ad. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
They had an ad on Hulu that was for like Christmas, and it was like Santa, and he was opening letters from kids, and then he opens one letter that's from a kid like in Israel, and talking about how his dad was one of the people taken on October 7th, or like as a hostage, and then Santa like sheds a tear, and then it says, paid for by the state of Israel. And I'm just like, do Jewish kids celebrate Christmas? Like what?
Yeah, I didn't realize you guys.
It's like Erika Kirk
with Santa like that.
It's like Erika Kirk you saw Erika Kirk when she's like Shabbat Shalom.
Right.
That's the new thing that she's like Shabbat. I'm like, wait a minute, is Charlie Kirk Jewish? Like what? I'm so confused now. What is going on here? Okay. And that was like, those are the moments where, and it's not just me, those are the moments where a lot of people, their brains are like click. It's like, wait a minute, did she just, why are they saying these things? This is weird. Okay. And that's how you're being like, something's going on, you're being indoctrinated, something's happening.
Yeah.
Because like, those are normal questions to ask. Like, hold up. I thought Charlie Kirk was like a Christian. Like now he comes home and he's taking the Sabbath off and he's like Shabbat Shalom. Like what?
Right.
It's like, this is a post-mortem, like, realization. Like what's
unreal.
I hope they take her off our TVs.
Maybe someone will shoot her. JK.
They're honestly preparing to, they're the one that should be really concerned is Usha Vance, because they're definitely preparing to replace her with Erika.
Oh yeah.
So that he can run for president. It's 100. I called it way before the.
Let's put money on it.
Telling you, there's no way that she's got way too much money, and she should be grieving to be outside that much. You don't need to be outside like that. You could be home with your kids. Okay.
I mean, think of like most breakups you go through when your ex doesn't get shot in the neck. You're sad.
The father of your children.
Are you going to like fireworks spectaculars with leather pants?
and then everybody, I've been through a lot of grief. I lost multiple family members in a short period of time. I've been in grief groups. I've been around, I went through it, and everybody else that's been through that, we're all just looking at that going, what stage of grief is grifting?
Yeah, she does not give a shit.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't even be in public. I couldn't talk to people for God knows how long. And I'm not saying that people are like grief is not one size fits all. I'm like, no, that's not what we're saying. It's that we can feel authenticity, and people are not feeling the authenticity. We don't, and it's just bad acting.
Yeah.
It's just bad acting.
And it's also like, he was a bad guy. So like, so many people didn't feel bad when it happened.
Yeah.
But now seeing the way his wife doesn't give a shit, I kind of feel bad about that.
It's like part of it. So I think somebody's like saying that like they kind of felt, after seeing his wife, they kind of felt sorry for Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Like, bro, like, this bitch
She didn't
care
love
about
you.
Oh,
No.
okay. She was his handler.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just like, why are we? And also, who is styling this woman? Why does she look like Tammy Faye Baker in the
Right.
90s? Like, what is going on? She always looks like she walks out of a Glamour Shots or something.
Of
I don't know what's going
course.
on with her.
Pounds of makeup.
Just, it's insane. Listen, I love makeup, but like, again,
There's a
I don't even-
limit.
it's the eye makeup and like, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna cry, I couldn't do any eye makeup for a long time because
Right.
you're crying or whatever, and it's like that Kleenex is drier than the Sahara. We're tired, honey. We're tired. Stop. Like,
Well, God bless.
yeah. Us. God bless this mess.
Well, do you have any things to plug?
I have a show I produce in Culver City called Bigfoot Comedy at Bigfoot West. We'll also be expanding to Bigfoot East in Atwater Village soon. You heard it here first. But we're off until February, so definitely check us out at Bigfoot Comedy Show on Instagram, and of course, all my socials and everything.
Nice.
And just whenever my shows are out. Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm going to the Atwater one for sure.
Yeah, it's the best. We have a great time.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Check out Lana Salah. She's so funny. Check her out. Follow her. Come on.
Definitely. At the Lana Salah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Turn it on!